Hello, my name is Francis Fox. I am a galactic shaman. What does that mean? Shamanism is the first medicine on the planet, the original. Ayurveda, Chinese medicine are based on the information that shamanism has and has used to help people forever. I believe that Jesus Christ was a shaman. First thing he did before he started his ministry was to use the element of water to purify himself. So I also um, am a military mind control victim. I was sex trafficked. Um, I was used and worked with a lot of investigations having to do with many different things in life, from technology to why people got sick, um, to why politicians or a certain person didn't want to become a presidential candidate. So I did executive coaching, a lot of interesting different things. Most of the information never got to the public. So when I talk too much, I attribute it to being half Cuban, but the truth of the matter is it has to do with not having been allowed to speak things that I knew were important for other people to know. So here I have my own podcast. I am basically in self imposed house arrest, like a witness protection program, except I'm in the middle of where all of the bad guys live. Kind of interesting. Yes, I think I am bait. And I feel it will be over soon. So, but today is a very interesting day because today kind of completes research that I have done having to do with the bigger picture, having to do with the United States and energies and how do you apply shamanism to them. But let's not get into anything that is not totally grounded and rooted. Behind me, I did this graphic behind me precisely because I wanted this sacred plant, cannabis, near my left ear, which is where we have the biggest portal. The biggest portal on the planet is above Jerusalem. The biggest portal in the human body, the most damaging, is near the left ear. Cannabis reduces the fire, which is the fruit of the devil. And if this is kept cool, the devil energies won't come in. So when I saw the layout, I said, no, let me switch it. And that way I will have that protection. The intention of every plant and every animal transfers. The actual physical manifestation of that plant or animal does not have to be with you. So I don't have to have that plant. I can simply have the image, and I'm still getting the frequency that it emits is reaching me. I'm going to remind you of that now when I go over the map for New York. First, let's go ahead with the map in the United States, because certainly the elections yesterday would appear to be a slap in the face, whatever. But it's interesting because the map in the United States, at the bottom, it says, with conflict comes resolution. I did not put that there. That came up and I put it down the way I always do. So we still have the pink and green energy rolling, the frequency rolling across the United States. Nothing came up about Canada, but we already know they flatlined. So then we do have the protection of the Galactic Federation. So we're not in bad shape. We have things happening. But then the statement, with conflict comes resolution. And not so coincidentally, in my last chat, I was talking about the whole issue of religions and how Christianity really cannot be that proud of itself as a movement because it leaves everybody as outsiders if you don't adhere to the Bible that was written 300 years after Christ died. And Judaism is all based on survival and da 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 da. And then we have a mayor that wins, and the thing that is the most distressing to the people that didn't like him is that he's a Muslim. We need to stop categorizing people. I mean, we need to do it really quickly because we're already with one foot in the age of Aquarius where we're all equal. And I'm going to repeat the story again because it's interesting. On X, there are 2 or 3 sites that are insisting, and they're going through the records of the police departments, and they have photographs, mugshots of men, and They're saying he's listed as Hispanic. He's black. I'm Hispanic and I'm white. Just because I'm Hispanic doesn't make me black. Those categories don't work. And they EPs do not work politically. Trump, they do not work. Look at Charlie Kirk. Great guy, no question. Look what he was married to. Look at the people that were closest to him. What are we talking about here? Do not point fingers. Don't point fingers. What is it? If you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. But the point is to be compatible with what is being supported in the other dimensions. And separation is not supported. Classifying people is not supported. Treating them different because of their skin color is not supported. So get with the program. You don't have to get with the program. I'm talking generically. You don't have to get with the program. But that means that the apocalyptic ending that was predicted, you're going to live through that. You get with the program and you ride a wave gracefully into this planetary transition that was talked about 5,000 years ago. So back to I don't think there's anything left to show other than there's a circle around the New York, Washington, D.C. area, which means pay attention. Last time I drew a circle like that, it was on the end of the island of Puerto Rico, and I said something's going on there. And it turned out that 2 days later, 1st of November, no air traffic going over there, in or out or over. Something's going on there. But let's go to the important map, which is the one for New York City. I'll put it up in a second, but actually you can see it all there. I'm going to start by saying, well, those lines, zaggedy lines, vertical and horizontal, are the Higgs field. That whole area has a Higgs field that is totally burning up, too much fire. Fire fuels frustration, suicide, hatred, physical violence, emotional violence, murder. There's too much fire in New York City. Not so coincidentally, for the past 20 years in Europe, they call New York City the city of hate. So it makes sense that all that hatred would have damaged the Higgs field. The Higgs field is grids, one on top of the other, aligned. The energy flows through them. They're totally aligned, so they end up being like little square tubes, but they're square. The energy goes through them systematically, gracefully, orderly. Once you get it to do waves like that, wavy, and then you get it to have the energy of fire, you have a disaster waiting to happen. But New York City has been a disaster forever. Maybe this is the time where we should ultimately understand it and fix it. I can say to you that my movement, the Mantrista movement, my group, we several times years ago went to New York City to see if we could reduce that fire. We were not able to, and we were told by the masters to not work on New York City because it was a lost cause. Maybe that's not the case anymore. But when we went to New York City, we went underneath the city. There. Can you see the chat? Okay. Yes. Okay. So this shut down twice, but I know that my enemies really maybe they don't know what I'm going to talk about, and they're worried. It's fine. Continuing. So New York City's Higgs field is totally destroyed. It actually looks exactly like Venezuela's Higgs field looked in 2017 when Venezuela was on its way down. Was down. And we tried to clear it and we were not able to. It was entirely too much. So when 9/11 happened, and you have to breathe as I'm saying this story. When 9/11 happened, September 11th, on September 20th, I went into a panic attack. And when I checked to see what I was panicking about, it was the fact, because I'm very connected to Mother Earth, that there was a new fault line break in the Earth's crust between New York City and London on 9/20, 9 days after 9/11. And it was due to the rage of people in New York from the 9/11 attacks, legitimate. They didn't express it, they didn't process it, they didn't do a mantra, they didn't swim in swimming pools and take extra showers to cool down. They just shut their mouths and went into compassion.